trading desk. Again, we talked about this last time, but all of us were short the euro, long dollar, pretty much. And Jesse, you brought up the fact that
you were concerned about
that. We're all leaning the same way, which is kind of scary. But sometimes it does.
Well, I also said we're all smart guys, and so it may work out,
Well, you're smart. I don't know where, again, see how I have the paw print mug? There's a reason why.
Right.
Well, that had more to do with the incident on Saturday afternoon.
Right. I think it's a good point to be made also that if you're bullish the dollar, you have to be bearish assets that aren't, dollar. I mean, you have to be bearish real estate and stocks and that over the time that you're because that means things got to depreciate for the dollar.
And we've seen a big pullback already. I think oil is already $65 a day. It pushed up to 75, never got there, and so that's off $10 again. Oil. It seems like oil and banks have been leading us for the last few weeks. Again, as the market has been staying there on the S&P. These things have been coming down, gold's down. A lot of, as you said, the assets that should be related to the dollar have already fallen.
Right.
Now the market's lagging as far as the broader U.S. market.
Well, I'm still concerned that if we do, I think we could see a dollar rally for 6 months to a year to 18 months. We could see a long rally, and if that's the case, we could see renewed weakness in stocks and real estate. Continue to just drag along the bottom, and things get weak again, and almost that double dip recession that people have been starting. I mean, went from green shoots, went from the country's going to hell in a handbasket to green shoots to now people are going to start talking about a double dip recession, I think.
Well, you're seeing again a continued acceleration nationally on foreclosures. That hasn't slowed down. You're seeing. I was looking at a LA shipping table showing imports and exports year over year, 2009. They're both down about 23%, importing and exporting. So that shows that the economy is just, it's not moving. I mean, it stayed. It's not. We're not sending goods out, and we're not even receiving goods. So.
The other thing to consider too, since we were just talking about sentiment and being contrarian, I think it was last week or the week before, Newsweek had a cover story that said the recession is over.
Right. Well, and even Bernanke and Obama said that.
And the magazine cover
Bernanke's doing town hall meetings now.
Yeah, they both said it's over. So the propaganda machine is spinning hard because they're kind of out of bullets right now. They don't want to keep. They can't keep lowering rates. Sure. And they should be raising rates.
Well, I think a sign that we're probably going to go down the same path. The Bank of England 2 weeks ago said, you know what? We're going to continue the quantitative easing, which totally hit the market by surprise.
Well,
and I think we're probably in the same boat.
So that my 6 to 18 month kind of game plan is, more weakness than people expect. But Bubble Vision had a great segment.
CNBC
had a great segment. They do some good stuff once in a while. Michael Steinhardt, they had it on a panel, and he brought up this question to these guys who are some of the best hedge fund managers in history. He said, "How many people do you know are you long-term bullish on America, on the United States, on the economy in general, the stock market, just the general?" Nobody can answer, yes, I'm a long-term bull. And so as a contrarian, that makes me think nobody has any faith in what we're going to do 5 years, 10 years down the line. They think, this. Right. I mean, there's talk, we're the next Roman Empire.
Even the CEOs, and you've seen this over the summer with Steve Leisman out in Wyoming, and I think they're somewhere upstate. No, they're in Wyoming this week. They were in Maine last week. They're doing the summer retreat thing with the CEOs, the press with the CEO, the big CEOs. And all the CEOs, as you said, and these guys are notoriously optimistic. And they're still very bearish long term. They're not seeing any pickup in their business.
I think the fundamentals and the sentiment, forces me to be a little bit more conservative, bearish over the next year or so, 6 to 18 months, and bullish probably, beyond that.
Right. After a couple years.
Right.
So when we come back to the trading desk, we're going to have an interview with the founder of Mug Revolution. That's why we've got our mugs on the desk here. We'll tell you a little bit more about another successful business opportunity here in